On the news tonight, eulogies pouring for Governor Akeredolu at 67 as more prayers hold for quick recovery. Ondo State government engages environmental experts on standardization. President Tinubu reassures Nigerians on security. And on the foreign scene, war in Ukraine tops issues at Aspen Security Forum holding in United States. Good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining us on the news. I am Obi Chukwemeka Oti. A special prayer and worship service has been held to celebrate the 67th birth anniversary of the Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. The service was held at the Government House Chapel at Lagbaka, Akure. Speaker of the House of Assembly, Olamide Oladiji, and the Secretary to the State Government, Princess Oladune Odu, led lawmakers and members of the State Executive Council to the service. Government House correspondent Olumide Adeluwoye now reports.
The atmosphere at the service was that of gratitude and praises to God Almighty for His grace and mercy upon the governor. The special prayer and worship service led by the General Evangelist Worldwide of Christ Apostolic Church, CAC, Prophet Ezekiah Oladeji. Prophet Oladeji said that God was solidly behind Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, noting that those waiting to hear otherwise about him have been silenced and put to shame.
The Baba said on the car that some of these people, they are praying that he will not return alive. The sacrifice that he will not return alive. He will not see my life again. Now the sacrifice they are taking. That's the prayer they are praying. Now the mountain they are climbing. Such rebellious people. There's no friend in time of battle. Ní àkókò ìjì, very fierce and tough wind. No one stays around.
He eulogized Governor Akeredolu's unwavering faith and commitment to God, describing him as an angel to the state who would always prioritize the well-being of the people, regardless of the challenges.
He doesn't care if he gets wounded.
Also present at the service was the chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in the state, Ade Adetimeyi, who led party faithful and supporters to the event. Olumide Adeluwoye, OSRC News.
Meanwhile, the acting governor of Ondo State, Lucky Ayedatiwa, has felicitated the governor of Ondo State, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, on his 67th birthday celebration. Ayedatiwa, in a statement, described Governor Akeredolu as a visionary and a true inspiration to everyone who follow in his footsteps in service and leadership. According to Ayedatiwa, the governor has remained steadfast in the commitment to good governance in the face of daunting challenges. The acting governor, who said he was lucky to have Akeredolu as his principal, prayed to God to continue to grant him good health with greater honor and peace. Similarly, the All Progressives Congress APC Ondo State chapter has congratulated the governor of Ondo State, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, on the occasion of his 67th birthday. The party, in a statement by its director, media and publicity, Steve Otaloro, wished the governor many more years of good health, prosperity and success in the service of the state. The statement also prayed for Governor Akeredolu's speedy recovery from his illness, saying the news of his recuperation is welcoming and expressed confidence in his strength and resilience for full recovery. While celebrating Governor Akeredolu's life, his accomplishments and his unwavering commitment to the development of Ondo State and his dedication to improving the lives of the people, the APC wished the governor a happy 67th birthday and prayed God to grant him strength, healing, and the wisdom to continue leading Ondo State towards greater heights. In a related development, the 130 Crowns Club of Obas in Ondo State has interceded for Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu's total recovery from his health challenges. After a special prayer session held at the club secretariat in Akure, the monarchs passionately called on God to grant the governor speedy recovery. OSRC's Otobo Jim was there and now reports.
The governor, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, who was expected to resume duty on the 6th of this month, wrote to the State House of Assembly for an extension of his medical leave following his doctor's advice on the need to take adequate rest after recuperating. With the good news that the governor is getting better, residents, including traditional leaders, have continued to intensify prayers for his total and speedy recovery.
Ìwọ ni ẹni náà tí ó lè jẹ́ kí ara wọn kí ó gba ìwòsàn. Ọlọ́run ọba ìlẹ̀kẹ̀ ọlá képe ọ lónìí lọ́lá orúkọ ọmọ rẹ Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Aképe Olúwa báwa mú lára dá.
Governor Akeredolu, receive your healing. In the name of Jesus, receive your healing. You shall be well. You shall be well. You will not be sick. You will not die before your time.
President of the club, the Edema-1, the Molokun of Atijere Kingdom, Elijah Oba Samuel Adeoye, said there is the need for them to ask for God's mercies and compassion on the governor so that he can continue the good work he is doing in the state.
We are all aware in the state that our governor, Rotimi Akeredolu, is ill. He's currently recuperating in an hospital, and we felt and believe that as royal fathers, traditional royal fathers, there's need for us to organize this special prayer so that we can jointly pray for our governor for quick healing, for God healing and quick recovery, so that he can quickly join us as soon as possible.
Chairman, Board of Trustees of the club, the Olukbe of Ikpe Akoko, Oba Francis Omokonjola, said Governor Akeredolu is a pride to the state and the country at large, which is why the people need him back healthy.
I believe, because the Bible is very clear about that if any one of you is sick, that the elders should gather themselves and pray for such a person. The prayer of the righteous is always heard in heaven. And we believe that our prayer today will do a lot of good things in the life of our governor, Akeredolu.
Others who spoke with Osrc cautioned against unnecessary uproar by persons who want to use the governor's absence to settle political issues. Autobots Jim, Osrc News.
Away from Ondo State to Abuja, where President Bola Tinubu has promised that his administration will deploy the entire machinery of state power to ensure adequate security of the lives and property of the Nigerian people. He said this in a speech delivered at the graduation ceremony of the Senior Course 45 of the Command and Staff College in Georgia. The president assured the public that the armed forces under his administration are well equipped to enable them discharge their responsibilities of protecting lives and property of the citizens both internally and globally. This is also as he has alerted them to the sensitive nature of the president's security environment, which he noted required new strategies and equipment to tackle.
This new generation of threats demand that African countries work together as never before. In this regard, the multinational collaboration of Nigeria, Cameroon, the Niger Republic, and Chad to bring peace to Lake Chad region is an example that must be improved by all means and replicated whenever it's necessary. We must also be brave enough to reform military doctrine and practice. We do not face a conventional army on the traditional field of battle. No, we contend against mobile, elusive, irregular forces that disdain the normal rule of warfare. We must adjust accordingly to subdue the menace. This shall require a change in mindset, in strategy, in tactics, in equipment, and in gear. But your strategic objective, the democratic tranquility and prosperity of our nation, shall never change. As Commander-in-Chief, I have given myself the following charge: to deploy the entire machinery of state power to ensure security of our people and property in a just and democratic society. Under my predecessor, the armed forces worked tirelessly towards necessary reform to enhance combat effectiveness and operational capability. We must now pick the pace. My government will provide the necessary support you need.
Staying with the president, the establishment of the Infrastructure Support Fund (ISF) for the 36 states of the Federation as part of measures to cushion the effects of petrol subsidy removal on Nigerians has been approved by President Tinubu. A statement by the presidential spokesman, Dele Alake, said the approval followed the monthly meeting of the Federation Account Allocation Committee, FAC, in Abuja. The new infrastructure fund will enable the states to intervene and invest in the critical areas of transportation, including farm-to-market road improvements, agriculture encompassing livestock and ranching solutions, health with a focus on basic healthcare, education, especially basic education, power and water resources. According to the presidential spokesman, the Infrastructure Support Fund will improve economic competitiveness, create jobs, and deliver economic prosperity for Nigerians. The Armed Forces of Nigeria has read the riot act to terrorists and bandits with a notice that the military has activated its war mode to end all insurgency in the country. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, shared updates on the activities of the military in the past 2 weeks while addressing a press conference in Abuja. Buba announced the neutralization of 2 terrorists and the arrest of others, adding that the offensive posture indicated by ongoing operations of the military would cause the perpetrators of the challenges to reconsider their position. He added that the armed forces are currently engaged in 9 different operations across the country, with operational theaters within the 6 geopolitical zones to address the numerous security challenges. Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, has assured Nigerians that concerns raised on result management at the various elections during the 2023 general elections will be addressed. He said even though some of the concerns raised are sub judice because they are before the courts, the Commission intends to discuss them in-house and share experiences on the way forward. Yakubu spoke at the Commission's post-election review meeting with collation and returning officers who participated in the 2023 general elections. The meeting is the fourth in the series of review meetings to take stocks of the conduct of the 2023 general elections and fashion the way forward. He said when the review engagements are exhausted, a comprehensive report will be prepared. You're listening to the news on OSRC television. We'll be right back after this break. Join us again.
Win an all-expense-paid trip to Disneyland in the Indomie Golden Magnet promo. To participate, just buy the Indomie 70-gram pack and look for the magnet inside. Log into www.indomie.ng/Golden Magnet promo to fill in your details and enter your unique magnet code. All the Golden Magnet winners will get to experience the wonders of Disneyland. Silver Magnet winners stand a chance to win amazing prizes. Every pack of Indomie you buy comes with your favorite indomitable magnet. Terms and conditions apply. Indomie, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Hey, this kilo, báwo la ti fẹ́ sanwó ni?
Farabalẹ̀.
1,000. We go wash plate tire o.
Farabalẹ̀ now.
Madam, èló lówó wa?
Brother, na 3,005.
Màá fún yín ní owó pé káàdì Glo ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀rún 10,000.
Oh yeah.
Bring your phone.
Ha! 10,000.
1,000 naira credit. Now you turn to 10,000.
No. All of us don't know about Glo Berekete. Ní ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá nísìnyí.
Ṣé o ti gbọ́? Ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá ló máa gbà lórí iyekíye tó o bá rà sórí ohun ìpè Glo Berekete 10 times rẹ.
I told you. Now what go tell?
Welcome to Buckingham Parks and Gardens, the epitome of standard and luxury living. Nestled amidst nature's beauty, this exquisite real estate development offers you comfort, elegance, and tranquility. Convenience and accessibility are paramount at Buckingham Parks and Gardens. Children from field and recreational centers are not excluded in this world-class aesthetic estate situated at Aisu Road, Owodiede, Oshogbo in Osun State. Don't miss your chance to be a part of this extraordinary community. Contact our sales team today at Buckingham Parks and Garden. Your dream home awaits you.
Adron Homes.
Building cities, communities, and homes.
Win an all-expense-paid trip to Disneyland in the Indomie Golden Magnet promo. To participate, just buy the Indomie 70-gram pack and look for the magnet inside. Log into www.indomie.ng/Golden Magnet promo to fill in your details and enter your unique magnet code. All the Golden Magnet winners will get to experience the wonders of Disneyland. Silver Magnet winners stand a chance to win amazing prizes. Every pack of Indomie you buy comes with your favorite indomitable magnet. Terms and conditions apply. Indomie, tasty nutrition, good for you.
When it's bright and early, get your breakfast right. Then you need all the nutrients that will hold you tight. Then stay in power, you find it all in Peak. Then every move you make, Peak's got you all the way. Yeah. And the Peak goes on.
Power on every morning with our Peak Protein Breakfast to make the most of every day. Peak. Reach for your peak.
Take it from me, the mind-blowing way to do things is the Glow LTE advanced way. When you stream, it's like you're in the drama itself. When you make calls, you reach where others can't.
Sophie!
Doing business is like running Wall Street from your street. And when you play,
I did beat the guy. We'll see about that.
It's like traveling the world without moving an inch.
Is that Toby in your room?
You can download in the blink of an eye in 4K.
Go.
And when you go for your dreams, it's like running with the strength of 3 nations behind you.
Glow LTE Advanced, the power of 3 data networks in one. Get a Glow SIM or dial *301#.
You're welcome back. You can also watch us on our website, www.osrc.ng, or follow us on Facebook page at OSRC TV. And on YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel, OSRC TV Ondo. Now to the rest of the news. As part of efforts in ensuring quality and habitable environment for all and sundry in Ondo State, a 2-day mandatory meeting has been held in Akure, the state capital, to review processes on better handling. Declaring the event open, Commissioner for Environment Sunday Akiwalere said the training is apt at this time to ensure a level of standardization in the sector. Omorala Ugbenji reports that the 2-day workshop has as its theme standardization of environmental assessment process in Ondo State.
Present here are accredited consultants from various states across Nigeria who are fully registered with Ondo State Ministry of Environment and relevant stakeholders in the sector. Section 20 of the Nigerian Constitution, which states that the state is obligated to protect and improve the environment and safeguard the water, air, land, forest, and wildlife of the country, calls for the need to promote sustainable development. Declaring the event open, Commissioner for Environment Sunday Akinwalere said the Ondo State Laws 2006 has mandated the use of environmental impact assessment studies as a management tool for all major developments. According to him, the reports produced by the consultants would be upgraded to global standard for perfection.
These guidelines also emphasize the need for environmental managers, generally known as environmental consultants, to be the major drivers of the policies of government while vesting the monitoring and controls of ministries, departments, and agencies of government. It is worthy of note to mention that stakeholders, both in the government and private sectors, need to consider that our actions and decisions affect the environment, and there is a need to build knowledge, techniques, and skills necessary to address complex environmental issues.
Others at the training explained further on why the workshop is needed at this time.
The knowledge of the consultants will be enhanced. Their reporting standard will be enhanced. And again, the format of reporting will now be standardized to ensure that it follows the prescribed best global practices that is supposed to be in operation in environmental impact assessment.
That the level of awareness is very low. We have some investors in the states that are not aware that they need to have an environmental assessment of their project done. And it's very essential when we talk about environmental sustainability, because if you have your EIA done, environmental impact assessment done before commencement, there's some issues that will now be addressed even from the beginning of the project.
It will be an eye-opener of what we are supposed to do in the society and how everybody will cooperate to make the environment conducive for every one of us.
Various speakers, including retired permanent secretary in the ministry, Mrs. Bola Akinyomi, who spoke on institutional bottlenecks on environmental assessment, did justice to what it takes to achieve a livable environment. A communique that will form part of the policies to improve and ensure a habitable environment for all will be issued at the end of the second day training. Omoriola Hungbeji, OSRC News.
1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. 1 News. A former aviation minister, Stella Odua, has her ex-aide, Gloria Odita, and 7 others have been arraigned before Justice Inyangekwo of the Federal High Court in Abuja over alleged fraud. They were arraigned on a 25-count charge bordering on conspiracy, money laundering, and maintaining anonymous bank accounts with First Bank PLC, with about 5 billion naira involved. After taking their plea, Justice Ekwe ordered that the Attorney General of the Federation, AJF, take over the matter, adding that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission should transfer the case file to the AJF in 2 weeks, while upholding the existing administrative bail conditions granted them by the EFCC. The court also ordered that the terms of conditions be made available to the AJF and subsequently adjourn the case to October 17, 2023 for trial. In the meantime, a court in the UK is set to order the seizure of more than £100 million from former Delta State Governor James Ibori. This comes about 6 years after Ibori's return to Nigeria after serving a prison sentence for money laundering and fraud charges. According to reports, Judge David Tollumson of Southwark Crown Court has made factual findings regarding the amount of money linked to the former governor. During a hearing on Thursday, the prosecution and the defense presented their arguments on how the confiscation figure should be calculated based on the judge's findings. The prosecution lawyer, Jonathan Kinya, told the court that the total amount that should be confiscated from Ibori was £101.5 million and that if he failed to pay, he should face an additional prison term of between 5 and 10 years. The judge is expected to conclude and issue an order soon. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has urged African parliaments to work towards providing legislation that will grow investments in agriculture and guarantee food security on the continent. The Speaker, who spoke while addressing the 3rd plenary session of the 18th Commonwealth Speakers and Presiding Officers Conference holding in Yaoundé, Cameroon, and acknowledged that the burden of food insecurity on the world is heaviest on Africa. He noted that parliaments on the continent could address some of the issues causing food crisis, such as climate change and poor infrastructure. Now moving on to the foreign scene, the world's biggest rice exporter, India, has banned some overseas sales of the grain with immediate effect. The move could drive international prices even higher. Rice is a major world food staple, and prices on international markets have soared to decade highs as the world grappled with the COVID pandemic, the war in Ukraine, and the impact of the El Nino weather phenomenon on production levels. The Indian government will ban exports of non-basmati white rice, which accounts for around a quarter of its total, and ensure adequate availability allay the rise in prices in the domestic market. In the meantime, the war in Ukraine is one of the issues being discussed at the Aspen Security Forum in the United States. Attendees include ambassadors, defense officials, and leaders in business and technology.
Counteroffensive, it's going not sample, once again, because it's war. And it's very difficult to be sure and to guarantee that it will be this, particularly by this speed. But in general, it's going by plan.
Doesn't matter how Putin tries to spin it, an attempted coup is never a good look.
We see rank-and-file soldiers complaining about lack of munition, lack of food, lack of care from their commanders. We see middle-range commanders complaining, and we see generals actually that walk out, like last week, saying this is a disgrace. We can't face our soldiers with that lack of care that we can't afford to our soldiers. So morale across the board is very low.
Now talking sports, Super Falcons head coach Randall Waldron has singled out Chiamaka Nnadozie for praises following the team's impressive performance against Canada. The 9-time African champions held brave Preston Man's side to a 0-0 draw in their opening fixture at the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup this morning. Nnadozie produced a moment of magic as she denied Christian Sinclair from the spot on the 50th minute. The Paris FC star was also awarded the best player after the match. As excited Waldron heaped plaudits on the goalkeeper after the trailing contest, affirming that she is one of the best young goalkeepers in the world right now. Up next for the Super Falcons is a clash against co-host Australia at the Brisbane Stadium next Thursday. And that's the news. Just before we go, a quick look at the major stories. A special prayer and worship service has been held to celebrate the 67th birthday of the Ondo State Governor, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. Members of the State Executive Council, lawmakers, party leadership and faithful eulogized the governor and prayed for his speedy recovery. We also told you that the Ondo State government has engaged environmental experts on standardization as part of efforts in ensuring quality and habitable environment for all in Ondo State. You also heard that President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed his vow to ensure Nigerians are protected from all security threats. The president assured the public that the armed forces under his administration will be well equipped to discharge their responsibilities. And from the foreign scene, the war in Ukraine is one of the issues being discussed at the Aspen Security Forum holding in the United States. And that's the news. Thank you so much for your time. Good evening.